This is the #1 ultimate shooting tips video on all of YouTube. I'll be giving you the best jump shots for all builds, heights, and three-point ratings, along with the best settings and secret shooting tips that allow me to set the world record high score in the 90s event and go on this 126 game win streak yesterday. By the way, that's the highest win streak on the threes court ever in any 2K. This video is packed full of shooting tips that the best players don't want you to know. So sit back, grab your notepad, and lock in, because you're not going to want to miss a second of this. What's up, guys? It's Solo back with another video, and today I'm showing you guys the best jump shots and I'm giving you guys all the shooting tips. And real quick, I gotta say Merry Christmas to y'all. This is gonna become a tradition on my channel where I drop the best jump shots on Christmas. I did this last year as well. I haven't dropped a jump shot video since September, pretty much when the game first came out. I have a new best guard jump shot, I have a new best center jump shot, and lockdown jump shots. So for all builds, I'm filling y'all in with the best jump shots, and I'm telling y'all, bro, this is the holy grail of jump shots. Some of the jump shots I'm showing y'all today, I have not seen anywhere on YouTube. They are absolutely silky smooth. Now, since it's Christmas, we got some giveaways. 92% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you're one of those people, click the subscribe button today, sub up, and turn on noties. And if you are a sub, comment down below your Twitter or your Instagram app, because I'm doing some NBA 2K24 giveaways. Shout out to 2K for this. Supplying a few copies for me to give away. So comment your Instagram @ or Twitter @ down below. If y'all want a code for yourself, or maybe you want to give it to a friend or a little brother or something like that, I got y'all. I'm gonna DM y'all on Instagram, so make sure it's my account. My Twitter's @YT_solo, and my Instagram is itsSoloYT. So make sure you're not getting scammed by no fake solo. If y'all follow the NBA every single day and you're really into basketball, you might like my new channel. It's called Solo Hoops. I'm uploading daily on there talking basketball. Be one of the first subs ever. I'll put a link in the description. Before we get into the jump shots, we get a quick word from today's sponsor. LeBron James just has to score 1 point on Christmas for you to make money on Underdog Fantasy with code SOLO. I know a lot of you guys are going to see this video after Christmas, so if you sign up after Christmas with code SOLO, you'll still get a 1-yard NFL special. But what Underdog Fantasy is, if you guys don't know by now, it is higher or lower on your favorite players' player stats. You guys see, I made 5 picks here on the right side. If I was to put in $10, I'd win 200 if all of these were correct. There's also the insurance feature you could put on, and you'd still win money even if one was wrong, which a lot of other sites don't have. So I like that a lot about Underdog Fantasy. It's not called Underdog Fantasy for no reason. They have a ton of different fantasy drafts, and a lot of these aren't season long. Most of them aren't. So you just draft for, say, one night of NBA or 1 week of NFL, like this right here. You see the mini royale week 16. They put up a ton of drafts. You got the battle royale right here. Underdog Fantasy is a lot of fun. Of course, be careful, be smart, and if you guys sign up with code SOLO, you get your first deposit doubled. So if you put in $10, you'll get 20. That goes all the way up to $100, and you'll also get a special with code SOLO. So make sure to sign up with that link in the description. Okay, so I'm now in the park, and I'm not gonna waste any of your guys' time. I'm sure you've seen jump shot videos where it's all drawn out for like 10+ minutes. I mean, I've probably done it in the past, but we're gonna get right into this. I'm gonna go straight into my animations, and we're starting off with the smallest of builds. Again, depending on your build's height, your three-point rating, and all that, you're gonna get different jump shots. And first things first, I wanna talk about the dribble pull-up, AKA your fadeaway, which I feel like a lot of people don't mention in their jump shot videos. Pro 2, at least in my opinion, is hands down the best dribble pull-up in the game, and everyone else that I've recommended this to and they've tried it out, they agree. They say, I don't know what I've been doing. Some of them were using MJ fade, some were using Ben McLemore fade, some were even using like Steph Curry fade, but nah, trust me, Pro 2 on any build is the best one. All you have to be is under 6'10", and I'm sure most of y'all are under 6'10". Okay, so like I said, all of you have different builds. I don't know what your three-point rating is or your mid-range rating, so I don't know what type of jump shots you can get. The requirements are in the bottom right hand corner, so just look at that when I'm picking out these jump shots. We're starting with 6'4" and under builds, and the best space in the game, at least in my opinion, you know, this is what I use on these small builds, although I tend to play my 6'6" the most. I go with John Stockton for the base. There's a few other bases that we're going to talk about. This is the one that I like the most. There's another one that a lot of people like more than this, so we're going to talk about that in a second. You guys can look at the grades and the timings all you want in the bottom right hand corner. Some people say they matter a lot, some people say they don't. For me, I don't really care too much about it. If the ball's going in the hoop, that's all I care about. And for me, when I use John Stockton base, it goes in the hoop. Now, for the releases are more so personal preference. If you have releases that you like a lot, then you can go ahead and keep them on. Release one that I like for my small guards is Colin Sexton. Now, you got to be careful because this Colin Sexton release really speeds up your jump shot. So you don't want to put too much into your release speed or whatever you're blending. Release 2, we're going to go with one of the most common releases that you will find in jumpers, Oscar Robertson. Of course, we're gonna go full release speed. We want a fast jumper. We want to get it off fast. We don't want people closing out on us. Now, like I said, you don't want too much Colin Sexton in the release blending, so we're gonna go 50% Sexton, 85% Robertson. If you think that this jumper is still too slow, then you can go ahead and put more Sexton into it, but I wouldn't put more than 25 or 30% Sexton in the jumper. This is the jumper that I use on my small guard. So above, you guys have it. I'm putting you on to the best jumpers in the game, and I would not recommend leaving the video after you guys get these jump shots, because you got to know what settings to put on, like your shot timing, visual cue. And the best part about this video is I'm giving y'all the shooting secrets. Y'all got to know when to shoot, and to be honest, a lot of shots are open and y'all just are not realizing it. Let's run through these bases very quick here for these short guards, because Stockton is the main one that I use. However, Stephen Curry, if you guys can get it, is another really good base that a lot of guards use. This one is harder to get. You guys see in the bottom right corner, you need a 90 plus mid-range or 3-point rating. However, I think you might even need a 92 to even unlock this, but when I put on the releases, it lowered the requirement, if y'all pick up what I'm putting down. So I think you need a 92 to even unlock Steph Curry. So a lot of people won't have this. However, this jumper right here, and again, releases, I'm going to keep pretty much the same. This jumper right here is another good one. If y'all have different releases you prefer, then you can put them on, but those are the ones that I like the most. Now, this is the one that is taking over the pro-am scene, taking over the stage scene, and that is going to be base Patty Mills. However, you need to be a starter 3 rep, because at that rep you unlock a lot of secret animations, and Patty Mills base is one of them. So starter 3 and up, you can unlock this. However, a lot of you guys aren't going to have this. This is one of the best jumpers in the game. I don't use it. Like I said, I use Stockton when I play small guard, but Patty Mills, I've heard, is insane. So y'all might want to give it a try. Now I have 2 more bases, and these are for kind of lower 3-point ratings. If you guys don't have a crazy high 3-point rating, you can try Kevin Porter Jr. Again, releases, you can put on whatever you want. I'm going to keep the same ones on for all of my small guard jumpers. We're going to go Sexton, Robertson, 1585. KPJ is a good base, or if you guys want base 3 from, I think it was either 2K21 or 2K22, Brandon Podziemski is pretty much the same exact thing, if not very similar. So y'all could try that as well. That's an 84 midi or an 85 3-point to get this jump shot. Okay, I'm now on my 6'6" build. In my opinion, the best build in the game, the him build. I dropped this build video yesterday. I think it's hands down the best all-around build in the game, especially if you're trying to be a guard or like a wing type player. And I know majority of you are on these type of builds, so 6'5" to 6'9". That is, in my opinion, what majority of the player base has. And it's time to reveal the absolute holy grail of jump shots. These 2 jump shots I'm about to show y'all are, in my opinion, the best 2 jump shots in the entire game. If you're a guard or a build that has a pretty high 3-point rating for a 6'5" and up build, I'm talking 87 or higher, or if you've been 87 or higher mid-range, you'll also be able to get this. This is base Tracy McGrady. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about this before, but when it comes to the releases, we're going to go Sadiq Bey, and then for the second one, we're going to go with Oscar Robertson. But this is where I go different. I go with 70% Sadiq Bey with 30% Oscar Robertson. A lot of people prefer to go heavier with the Robertson. Nah, trust me, this is chicken, and this is the jumper that I used in the 90s when I set the absolute world record for highest score. I was not missing hitting contested shot. I was getting accused of using a Zen. And again, I'm gonna give you all the shooting tips at the end of the video, so y'all can really shoot like me, because I could give you the jumper, but if you really want to shoot me, you gotta see the things I'm seeing and know exactly when to shoot. So this is it, man. This is the jumper that I recommend if you can get it pretty much in any build. Just use this. If you're a center and you can get it, use it. If you're a guard, if you're a 6'6", 6'5", use this jumper right here. Now, the jumper that I would use if I'm a lockdown, this is my lockdown jumper, by the way. So I know y'all watch me in the stage sometimes playing in wages and stuff. This is the jumper I use. And if you're a center too, use this. I put double H onto this jumper. Base Jarrett Culver. Y'all probably see him drop a video on this as well one day. Base Jarrett Culver. It's absolutely chicken. It's absolutely green, silky smooth. And again, I keep the same releases. We got Sadiq Bey and Oscar Robertson, 70% Bey, 30% Oscar, and you want to go full release speed on every single one of the jump shots you create. I don't know why you'd go with a slower jumper. You're just going to get closed out on. You're going to get contested. Yeah, this one is the sleeper jumper, and all you need is a 76 plus mid-range or 3-point shot to get it. So this is the the absolute sleeper jumper. I was testing out jumpers for my lockdown because I just wanted to see what is the best jumper that no one's talking about. Another one that I liked was actually base KZ Akpala, which is absolutely insane, but I was actually checking with it. But once I found Culver, like, bro, there's nothing that compares to it. It's literally T-Mac's cousin. You have a build that can't get Tracy McGrady, Jared Culver is T-Mac's cousin, bro. It looks exactly the same, and you only need a 76. I'm telling y'all, bro, give this a shot. You will never change your jumper after you put this on. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys jumpers for 6'10 and up builds. So there are not gonna be many of you guys watching this video, so we're gonna kind of go through this pretty quickly. And y'all know I don't even have a build that's 6'10 plus, but I put in the research for y'all, and I'm gonna show y'all the best jumpers real quick. So the best base that I found after researching is Eric Pascal. However, you need an 80 plus mid-range or 3-point. And I know if you're 6'10 and above, you might not be able to get it, but this is the best one. So put on Eric Pascal, and for release 1, you're gonna want to put on Marquise Chris. So go ahead and find Marquise Chris. Then you want to put on Tim Duncan as the second release. So we're gonna go ahead and put on Tim Duncan. I can't even unlock Eric Pascal because I didn't upgrade this build, but that's what you want to put on full release speed. And then you would want to go 25% Marquise Chris with 75% Duncan. Duncan is one of the best releases for these tall builds, and we're gonna keep the releases the same for all of these jumpers. If you don't have that high of a 3-point rating, then you want to go with base Jonathan Isaac, which I think you can get with a 77 or actually a 76. It says mid-range or 3-point shot. That base is really good. And if you can't get that, if you have a really low 3-point rating or mid-range rating, then you can go with base O'Shea Brissett. It's right here. It was a really good jumper base last year for low 3-point ratings. I recommend you try that out. Okay, now I gotta put you on to the best shooting tips in the game. And if you guys took the jump shot and you don't care about the shooting tips, then I'm telling y'all, bro, you're missing out because you're not seeing what I'm seeing. You gotta know when to shoot the ball, and I'm giving you every single tip in the game to increase your chances of never missing a shot again. First things first, press start and go over to options. We're gonna go into our controller settings because this is very important. Eye vibration on, I don't think it matters. Shot timing, we have on shots and layups. Layups timing is actually pretty OP this year. Shot timing visual cue, this is the most important setting in the entire controller setting. This changes how long you hold the X or square button when you're shooting. If you put it on jump, this is comparable to very early from past 2K. So you're gonna hold the X or square button for like a millisecond. It's gonna be very quick. That's when you release it. Basically right when your player jumps off the ground, that's when you want to release the X button to green. It's very quick. It's hard to time. I don't recommend jump. If you go to set point, that's comparable to just early from previous 2Ks. Set point's a pretty popular option. However, the one that I prefer to everybody is push. This is the one that I use on all of my builds. So if you're going to use my jump shots, I recommend you use push because, I mean, that's what I find the most success with. However, I do know shot time and visual cue is kind of personal preference. So if you've been very good this year with set point, then you can keep it on set point. But if you start to struggle, I recommend giving push a try. Some people do use release. However, this is like very late from past 2K. So you pretty much got to hold the X or square button down till your player literally shoots the ball. Having your jump shot meter off is the most overpowered thing in the entire game because you get a shot percentage boost. I think 20% increase to your green window. So basically you're going to green a lot more shots because your green window is going to be a lot bigger. If you have your shot meter on, obviously you're going to see your shot meter. It might be easier to time at first. Like if you're a brand new 2K, maybe play a few games your shot meter on just to get the hang of things. But once you know the general timing, you definitely want to turn this off because you're going to get a huge boost to your green window and you're going to make a lot more shots. All the best players, all the most competitive players have this off, no doubt. I cannot name one player that has their jump shot meter on and is good at the game. Or I should say is great at the game, elite at the game, because you probably have your friend that uses jump shot meter and he's decent. You know what I'm saying? We have layup meter on, and the rest of these don't matter too much. So I'll scroll down. Y'all can copy these down if you want. This one is actually an important dribbling one, pro stick orientation. Make sure it's on absolute. I'll put a dribble tutorial in the description. I just dropped that. So if you need help with dribbling, check that out after this video. Okay, before we get into the serious real shooting tips, I'm about to get in the Gatorade training facility and show y'all a few things. Y'all need to know that me and a lot of the best players don't just use basic equipment. And so I know a lot of y'all aren't gonna be able to do this because a lot of y'all don't have a lot of money to just spend on gaming equipment. But if you want the best results, you're gonna want to play on a monitor, especially like a 1 millisecond response time monitor. I know a lot of you guys play on a TV, but if you want to ask for a monitor for your birthday or save up for one, it will help you when you're shooting because you're gonna be able to react react and time things better and quicker. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a better response time. A lot of us, including me, use an Ethernet cable, so it goes straight from our router into the back of our Xbox. You're not gonna lag as much. You're just gonna have better internet with that. And also something that I've been doing since like the last 2Ks, I've been using a wired controller. It's gonna help your latency. Also, you don't have to buy the default Xbox controller. There's one that I've been buying the last few months. It's called like a Power A controller. You guys can find it on Amazon. This is not a sponsorship or nothing like that. It's just the one I've been buying. Just buy something that has a wired controller. It's gonna help out your latency. And if you're on PlayStation, I'm pretty sure most of them are already wired, if not all of them. For the first real shooting tip, I gotta show y'all how to get your lethal zones. If you guys don't know, you wanna go to my career, then go down to stats, push your right, go to roster first, push your right stick in on your player, and then left trigger or right trigger over until you see the hot zone screen. I know a lot of y'all already know how to do this. You could just skip to the next shooting tip if you already know how to do this. So you guys can see I have some hot zones, but I don't have lethal zones. Lethal zones will show up as purple. Now what you want to do is you want to get your hot zones first. You want to play some park games, maybe some rec, or you can go to like the sunset court right here and just practice against AIs and get your hot zones that way. But once you check that chart and you see you have hot zones, you want to travel. You want to go all the way up here to City East. And once you guys come out of this little subway, you just want to walk right here to the Art of Shooting facility. And you want to go inside this your lethal zone. Once you're inside, you're going to see this guy. You're going to walk up to him, press A to start drills. You can skip this little cutscene and it's going to ask you, where do you want to get your lethal zones? Now, if you have a gray zone like this in my left corner and you pick that for your workout, it will just turn to a hot zone. So you're just going to upgrade it by one. If I pick one of my cold zones, it's going to turn to a neutral zone. So I'm going to pick my hot zones, obviously, because I want to turn them lethal. If you're a guard, I recommend you do these two at the top of the key. If you're a lockdown, I recommend you do the corners. And if you're a center, you could just pick probably the two hashes as well, like I'm picking on my guards right here. It's gonna ask you to take 10 shots. You just gotta make like 8 of them or something. Okay, this is my 10th shot from the left, 10 for 10. Of course, I don't miss with this T-Mac jumper, as I just told y'all. And one more from the right side, 10 for 10 on both sides. I told y'all, bro, best jumper of the game. Now you guys will see up top, it's gonna turn your hot zones to lethal zones right there. Bang, we got lethal zones. So now I'm just never gonna miss from those spots on the court. Now these do reset twice a week, I think on like Mondays and Thursdays or something like that. So just make sure you're checking your hot zones and make sure that you have your lethal zones whenever you can do the workout in here. Before we get into the real tips, we got a quick beginner tip. Of course, I gotta mention it. If you guys don't buy boosts, you have to. So press start, go to progression, go to get boost. You guys will see Jumpshot Boost. I already have 29. Every comp player, every best player in the game has Jumpshot Boost. It just puts you at an advantage. So make sure you're buying these. I know it's 1,500 for 10. You guys might think it's expensive. It's just a no-brainer. Every single 2K I've played every single game with Jumpshot Boost. Now we have the actual shooting tips. If you made it to this part in the video, congrats to you, because you are 100% gonna leave this video a better shooter. Sub up if you guys haven't, because I'm about to put y'all on. 1 month ago, I played the Poseidon's Reef event with some of the best pro-am players, some of the best players in the entire game. I played with Chalk and I played with 2Tac. You might have heard of them before. And I learned a lot of things from them. They're two of the best guards that don't really miss ever. 2Tac's known as the best shooter in all of NBA 2K24. And one thing that I learned from them is you have to shoot every single shot with confidence. This might seem like a no-brainer, but some of y'all are dribbling around and maybe you got low stamina, or maybe, you know, you're cold and you're just in your head, you're thinking, bro, this is probably just not gonna go in. Like, I'm gonna miss. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. Every shot, even if there's a smothered, like you're gonna smother contest, there's a guy right on you, you need to shoot it with confidence, because in this game, you can make a lot of shots that you didn't know you could make. I promise you, bro. Even if they're on top of you, and they're getting like a 45% contest, or you're out of stamina like I am right now, pull that shot with confidence. It'll really do a lot for you. I know it sounds like just like something you should just know, but trust me, bro, a lot of people shoot with like a lack of confidence or something. This second step I have for y'all is crucial. Every single shot you take, you want to release the same. So like, I'm wide open right now, right? I'm gonna shoot the ball. That timing that I have right there that I just greened with, I want to shoot that for all of them. So whether I'm right here, and I got to appear offline because I bet people are about to start joining me. I see that guy right there watching me, and we do not need him to get on the court and take the ball from me. But that same timing, whether I'm this close right here, I want to, and I don't know why it's giving me late, but you know what I'm saying? If I'm in the midi, or if I'm all the way in the parking lot in Afghanistan, I still want to release it with the same exact timing. Also, if there's a guy in your face, I don't care if it's 100% smothered, release it with that same exact timing that you greened with. Some people people think if there's a guy in front of them, they're gonna get a speed up, which did used to be in the game. Your jumper would speed up and you'd have to release it a lot quicker. It's all in your head. There's no more speed ups. Sometimes if you'll shoot, and this is the misconception that literally no one understands, you'll shoot it, and if you're contested, let's say that's a smothered shot, it'll pop up and say like very late. So you think you got to speed up. You think you have to release it a lot earlier. No. Why it actually says that is because your shot is smothered and your green window is so small that you mistiming it barely is gonna show up as a very late, because your green window is just that small. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. It makes perfect sense to me. But even the most smothered shots in this game, it's possible to hit those. So like I said, shoot with confidence and shoot with that same timing that you would green the wide open three with, even if you're a little bit contested. Don't get intimidated by a contest. Just shoot through it, bro. I'm telling you, shoot through it. Act like you're wide open. Now, I'm not saying you want to jump into a part game and just start shooting smothered. That's not what I'm saying. But if somebody does come up on you and, you know, gives you a little contest, just pull it as if you're wide open. Act like he's not there. Shoot it with confidence. The next thing I got to tell y'all about is positive takeover. And what this means is a lot of y'all think that takeover only works when you have it. When you're at 100% takeover, you activate it, put on sharp take. No. Even when you get an assist do a lot for your takeover. If you pass your teammate and get an assist, your takeover meter will be at what, like 30%? That is positive takeover. That affects your stats. If you go from 0% of takeover to 30%, even though you don't have takeover yet, that makes you shoot better. That increases your stats. And a lot of people don't realize that. So if you come out of the gate, first play of the game, 0% to takeover, and you're pulling a crazy shot, or even just a 3 for that matter, a lot of people will miss their first 3 because they don't have any positive take. So what you'll see a lot of the best players in the game do is they'll tell their center, yo, take a slip right here. They'll pass to him, get an assist. Now they have positive takeover. Or what some of the players will do is they'll just run in the midi and fade a midi to green it, because not only does that give him a little takeover, but Green Machine is also very overpowered this year. If you guys don't know what Green Machine is, it's a badge that when you start greening, it makes, you know, your next shot more likely to be green. So if I green a midi to start the game, not only is that giving me positive take, but it's getting my Green Machine going. So my next shot will be more likely to be a green. The next thing I want to tell y'all is if they don't have a hand up in your face, you can green it. It's going to be an open. Literally, if they're standing in front of you and you shoot it, but they don't have a hand up, they're not contesting you, but they're in front of you, it looks like they're like gonna get a contest, it will be open. And also, if there's someone on your side, just pull it, bro. Just shoot the ball. Trust me, bro, it's gonna be open. You're gonna make it. Actually, I'm gonna play a clip right here. Y'all will see. And I think this clip's on my lockdown too. Like, I'm on my lockdown. I don't even have the highest of 3-pointers, but this guy's on my side. I'm pulling it. And I do it all the time. Like, I'll be trying to teach the guards that I play with. And of course, I play guard, but lockdown's kind of fun for me. I love clamping people up. So whenever I'm playing with another guard, I'll be trying to teach him. I say, bro, you just gotta pull shit. Like, if they're on the side of you, even if they're in front of you, but they don't have a hand up, like a lot of people won't get their hand up in time, just pull it, bro. Shoot it over them. Another thing is shooting off the fat stop. If y'all don't know what a fat stop is, it looks like this right here. Watch this. Bang, shoot off that move. It's such a simple move. Like, you guys probably are like, what is he even talking about? Like, that's not even a move. I show you how to do it in my dribble tutorial that I dropped, what is it, like 4 days ago now. I'll put a link to that in the description. Anytime I shoot off a fat stop, it's like pretty much open every single time. Even if there's a defender in the way, I don't know what it is, it just shows up as open. So y'all need to get this fast stop down. It just looks like that. It crabs your defender a lot of the time. They'll get stuck behind you or to the side of you and it'll just show up as open. I'm telling y'all, bro, get the fast stop down. And sometimes when you're coming down the court, it's a move you want to do when you're coming down the court a lot. Just do a fast stop. You'll have him crabbed or he'll be on the side of you just like that. Shoot it, bro. It's green. That's all the tips I got for y'all today. If this video helped you out, make sure to sub up because I'm trying to turn you into the best possible player that you could become. I got a bunch of other helpful tip videos in the description. Become the best possible player you could be. Watch those videos and click the video on your screen right here if you guys haven't seen it yet.